My name is Jude, and I'm going to be talking about my small business, Mental Performance Fuel. Starting out, a little bit about the business. Mental Performance Fuel is a performance based meal prep service created for Quincy University students, but also some nearby citizens as well. The business provides convenient and macro focused ready to eat meals. These meals are designed to improve energy, recovery, and overall athletic performance. Mental Performance Fuel does this for you so you can eliminate the time required for meal preparation. First off, we have the value map. On the left side of the value map, you can see the solution that Mental Performance Fuel provides. The meals are ready to eat, high in protein, and available through weekly subscriptions or individual um, purchases on campus. And you can see stuff that eliminates are going to be meal prep and grocery shopping. It's going to provide meals portioned specifically for athletic performance, faster and healthier alternative to fast food. And it's really good personally. Reliable access to food between classes and practices is the hardest thing for me to do. So I know that will benefit a lot of the athletes on campus. And so benefits supports increased energy, strength, and endurance, improves recovery time between training sessions, and then a couple more. I'm going to move on to the customer profile. So some gains. Student athletes want convenient meals, ones that help them maintain energy, recover faster, and stay consistent with their nutrition. MPF, Mental Performance Fuel, meals would save time, reduce stress, and allow them to focus on their sports and academics. So definitely helps out there. And a lot of pains that athletes have is they don't have convenient access to meals. I see a lot of my teammates eating just junk food, and all dining hall food isn't always going to be the best. So this leads to low energy and consistent nutrition and slow recovery. Um, so those are some pains that we're trying to fix. Our main customers are going to be the Quincy University students. We're going to want to base this right next to the university. So just students that balance training, classes, and outside jobs while consistently eating enough to support all of this. They're going to need the reliable fuel for their bodies, and meal prep takes hours. We want to do it for them, and we want them to be eating healthy food as well. So the problem QU student athletes are facing have demanding schedules with little time to eat, lack performance-based food options, undereat or rely on fast food, like I mentioned earlier, and struggle with energy and recovery. And this all directly limits athletic performance. And of course, me being on a team, me wanting to support the university, we just don't want this. We want our athletes to be well nutritioned, and I think Mental Performance Fuel is a good opportunity, which brings me into the next slide. It's going to be ready to eat athlete meals, high protein and macro friendly, built for training schedules, and on campus access. So, the value for the athlete, it's going to save hours every week, it's going to improve recovery, increase daily energy, and supports performance. So, kind of everything that I mentioned earlier, that this is going to be really good for them. And then our target market, it's going to be Quincy University students, number one priority. But in the 18 to 23 range for age, you see a lot of people, even if they're not in a sport, focusing on their health. Performance driven people will definitely be part of our primary customers. Time constrained is also a big one. You really can take advantage of people that not take advantage, but help people that are time constrained and need that meal prep. And then some secondary customers, fitness focused residents of Quincy, and campus gym community. There's a lot of people that come to QU, alumni mainly, that aren't necessarily going to be on campus every day, but we do provide meals just for the day if needed. So our value proposition, Mental Performance Fuel helps Quincy University students and Quincy residents fuel for performance by providing convenient, macro-based, balanced meals. These meals improve energy, recovery, and consistency without the time required for meal preparation. And this is how we're going to test. First, we're going to interview athletes from multiple sports, figure out what kind of food they like, analyze their current eating habits, measure time spent on meals, and then determine willingness to pay. That's going to be probably our biggest thing, is trying to find out what the student athletes are willing to pay, kind of compare it to what their food plans are, try to make it more affordable as well. And then we're going to start a pilot program after that, sell meals for 1 week, see how that goes. And we're going to test pricing and portions. And then we're going to collect feedback based off that. And then kind of part two to the test. What am I testing? Do athletes buy consistently? That's going to be our biggest thing, whether the athletes are shopping with us or not. Is it convenience valuable? And then are they willing to pay? If needed, I will adjust the price. So if they're not willing to pay, we can always bring it down. The menu, the meal plans, we want to do a weekly thing, but we also want to have that individual meal just in case somebody's running late to class or something like that. The menu is something that is going to change from time to time. And then the target market, I'm willing to adjust if the student athletes or just the students aren't willing to be our primary customer, then we can look elsewhere as well. And that's going to be it. So that's Mental Performance Fuel, built by an athlete for athletes and everybody else wanting to shop with us. Thank you.